Hello and welcome to math class. So what I'm going to take you through in this video is the most common type of bet made across sports, which is called betting the point spread. Most commonly used in football and in basketball. Not quite as much in other sports like baseball, hockey, soccer, where you more so just bet on who is flat out going to win or lose a game. But we'll see, especially with the tournament right around the corner here. And actually, as I make this video, the first four games are set to tip off here in about a day. With the headliner kind of being Michigan State against UCLA before all the regular remaining field of 64 teams tip off here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through an actual visual example here, and I'm going to pull up one of personally, my favorite betting site, which is Rivers.com, and that's a Pittsburgh-based casino. And I'm going to pull up this game here, and you can see betting the point spread. You can see it's labeled spread here, and there's a few different types of bets there right off the bat, but this is in the NCAA basketball section. And I'm going to take a look at the Winthrop and Villanova first round game here, which is one that I personally have already bet. I'll tell you a little bit about that at the end of this video. So to explain what the point spread is, first of all, what it does is it creates theoretically, and that's very important, creates theoretically an event where both outcomes are equally likely to happen. Now, the most, in a skewed way to explain it, if I were to take, say, the best college basketball team, maybe Gonzaga, and maybe the worst team in the country, and I don't even know who that might be, what it would do if I wanted to bet on either of those two teams just to win the game outright, it wouldn't really make sense because Gonzaga is going to win that game probably 99 times out of 100 or better. And so there's no real way for a casino or for you to be profitable on some sort of event like that where you pretty much know what is going to happen. So the point spread is how the casino or the sports book says, here's how much one particular team should be favored compared to another. So if I look at this game right here, and you can see the spread, what it is that this minus 6.5 or the plus 6.5 number. And what that means here is this sports book is saying that Villanova should be a 6.5-point favorite to beat Winthrop. So what that would mean is, if you want to bet the point spread here, if you want to bet on Villanova, that means they would need to win this game by 7 or more points in order for you to win this bet. And if you wanted to bet on Winthrop, they could either win the game, or as long as they lost the game by less than 7 points, you would be a winner on that bet. So add some things to think about there. Good clue in here, good key. Anytime you see a minus next to a point spread, that is the favorite. Anytime you see a plus next to it, that is the underdog, the team that is not supposed to win that game. So just to take you through a couple of examples here, if I wanted to make this selection here, and let's say I wanted to bet on, Winthrop here. I'm going to go ahead and click on that. So you can see it highlights it here, puts it in what's called my bet slip. And if I wanted to, say, wager $10. So I told you before that theoretically this is a bet that is equally likely to win or lose. So if I wanted to wager, we'll say $10. You can see what this would profit me. I would win $9.10 based on the way they have this. And so it's not exactly $10. It's a little bit less than that. But what that means is I would get my original $10 wager back plus $9.10 of winnings. And you can see my potential payout there includes both of those, $19.10 back. And the reason why it's just a little bit less than $10 is essentially the casino or the sports book needs a little bit of that cut in order for them to stay profitable and stay in business and build big, beautiful buildings for you to go to and visit. Now, and this works proportionally. So you can see a $10 bet would make me $9.10. If I wanted to add a zero and throw a lot on it, maybe throw $100 on that, you can see it just slid the decimal point there. That would make me $91. So once again, this is a bet that makes me approximately what I wager on it. So it's an event that is about a 50-50 shot of happening based on how the sports book sets these odds. So for this one, like I said, to take you through the outcomes of how you would win or lose this bet. If I wanted to, just click it again. If I wanted to bet on Winthrop and I wanted to bet $10 on that to happen, the ways that I would win that bet are if they won the game flat out, or if they lost the game, however, it was by 6 points or fewer. So you can think they covered the spread is the wording of that 6.5 points. Likewise, or kind of the opposite case, if you wanted to bet on Villanova, kind of throw it in there. If I wanted to throw 50, whatever the case may be, you can play around and see what you would win there, but it's all proportional. Villanova, in order to win a bet here, because they are the favored team, they would need to win this game by 7 points or more. So you can almost think whatever the score is, subtract 6.5 from Villanova's score, and now recalculate the outcome. And that's how you figure it out. So again, that is betting the point spread. And for this particular game, I can tell you right now, if for some reason you want to follow me and think I have any knowledge whatsoever, I did already place a bet on Winthrop for this game, knowing that one of Villanova's best players is out, and also knowing that Winthrop, a one-loss team overall this year, has been rolling through teams in their conference. One of those 5-12 matchups where I really do kind of like the underdog here. So for what it's worth, best of luck if you decide to follow me. And I hope the same for me, because I did already wager this game. I did bet Winthrop. I got the spread a little bit higher. It was actually at +7 instead of 6.5. But again, we'll talk about how that half point sometimes makes a difference. So in summary, I would just like to actually throw a sheet of notes up here just for you to kind of take away the main points. So again, most common wager across all of sports is this point spread bet. And what it does is you can see there, it is the amount of points that a sports book determines that one team should be favored over the other, and that importantly, theoretically, this creates an event where both outcomes are equally likely. So essentially, you are betting on a coin flip for whatever team wins or loses. And again, the notation to remember there, when you see a minus next to that number, it means that is the favored team. So that's the number of points they would need to win by. If you see a plus, that means it's the underdog, and they would either need to win or just lose the game by less than the amount of points that's there for the spread. Your profit, like I said, is slightly less than just even money on your wager. So like I took you through, $10 bet, it's going to profit you between $9, $9.50 generally, somewhere in that range. And you can kind of think of that little amount less that you're winning as like your sports book or your casino's cut on that. And you can see there, just did a quick example there on I took an NFL example, Chargers against the Chiefs. And the Chiefs at this point in time would always be favored to win a game pretty much, though didn't work out in the Super Bowl, of course, this past year. But you can see the possible bets and outcomes. You would win a bet on the Chiefs only if they win by 7 or more points, based on this hypothetical game I made up. And a Chargers bet would lose if that happens. The two ways you would win on the Chargers would be obviously if they win the game, because they're the underdog. Bet on the Chiefs there would lose. Or if the Chargers were to lose the game by a smaller number of points, say between 1 and 6 points, that means that bet would also win, and a bet on the Chiefs there would lose if they did not cover the point spread. So again, there's an example and hopefully a good, clear explanation of how that bet works. And hopefully, if you're interested, you'll be able to put this to good use on NCAA tournament here coming up within the next few days. So as always, please reach out to me if you have any questions, and I would be absolutely more than happy to help explain some of this stuff to you.